Hey honeybees, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. It's gonna be a long one. We're gonna be doing a lot today, okay? And to be honest, this is split into a couple of days because I'm doing a part at home and then the other part I'm gonna be doing at my dorm, because today I am going to be dissecting my entire physical TBR. I'm going to be looking how many there are. I'm going to be seeing what books there are, what series there are, what books I don't really even think I'm gonna read, what books I really want to read, and put them at the top of my list, all of that stuff today. This is gonna be a couple of day process, but I'm excited to get into it. I'm trying to do most of this today. Well, I'm gonna do whatever's here today anyway. Switch around everything and also reorganize a little bit of my shelves, which I'll do again when I come back home, because of course I'm gonna be bringing back the rest of my books and whatever books I buy. So I'm going to be doing this again technically, but just to do this one time and one time today. So to BH, this is going to be like a little redundant because I'm going to do it right now and then I'm going to do it again when I come back home, when I move back in all the way. Since I'm on break and everything looks great, I still need to figure out what books I'm going to be reading out of my TBR and such things like that. What books I really want to put at the top, what books I really want to see myself reading in the next few months, books I need to accomplish that have been sitting on my shelf for years. That's the most tedious process, okay? I'm not gonna lie. It's the pulling out the books, and then I'm also going to separate them into piles. One side of the room is basically going to be all of the books I read, and the other side is going to be all the books I haven't read. Then we're going to count every single one of those, and then I'm going to continue counting when I get back to my dorm. But I'm going to reorganize all of this here. So all of the books I read, I'm going to put in one shelf, and all of the books I didn't read, I'm going to put in the other. That's what today's video is going to look like. And it's about to get dark. I hate that it gets dark so early now because I have no time to do anything and I have to rush everything in the morning because that's the only time when I have light outside. We don't know we're gonna do that together. So we're gonna get into it. And currently I have strawberry shortcake on. Yes, I am a big kid. Leave me alone. I do watch strawberry shortcake. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and do that and get into it because I need to. The fact that I can already see the stoic difference between the books I've read and the books I have not read is very crazy. We don't talk about it though, okay? So let's continue. I just realized I needed a pile for books I haven't finished, books that I started but didn't get through. So I'm also gonna do a pile for those too. Two big books that I ain't never gonna read. Two big books that I ain't never gonna read. Oh, two big books that I ain't never gonna read. Hey. Bro, this is getting sad at this point because why are there so many books over here that I haven't read? We don't talk about it, okay? Because what is this? What is this? And I'm not even all the way done yet. I still have two different rows. I'm gonna cry. Let me just say something right now, bro. I'm scared of the mess that has been made. And to look and see that most of these books have not been read is actually even scarier. Exhibit A. Over there, all of the books I have not read. Here, all the books I have. Compared to what I have not read, I haven't really read anything for real. Like, what did I read? Now, mind you, I still have to go to the dorm and count all of those. So, let's start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, oh my gosh, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. Only 79 books. I don't feel like that's bad at all. Meaning, if I have 79 books, right, and my goal this year is 42. So far anyway. 37 books are left. At the moment anyway, because I still have to count some more when I get back to the dorm. So, I'm gonna write down how many I just said, which was 79, right? So we got 79 so far, and I'm gonna read off every single book, and that is basically the point of this video, because I need to write down every single book I have. So this is my entire physical TBR so far. Of course, I'm going to continue at the dorm, so here's that clip. Hey y'all, it's Future Z. Now I know you're watching this video and you're like, what in the world is going on? So the problem is, basically I have books at home. I filmed that part. Now I'm here already in the future at this point, and I'm back at the dorm, and now I'm going to count the rest of the books. And in the future of the video, just remember the number that I do here. Don't remember the number that Presidency is saying to you, okay? So this is how many books I actually have on my physical TBR, so remember that, okay? 83 is the number she left off on. I know this is really weird, I'm talking about myself in like third person, so we're gonna count the rest from there. I'm done counting, and officially there are 137 books in my physical TBR, which is not bad, I don't think. So I'm just gonna add this to my actual list. So I'm gonna say 137 in total. And so yeah, that is all of the books in my physical TBR. So remember that number as you go back into present day Z that you are actually watching right now. But other than that, 137 books. Enjoy the rest of the video. Oh my god, can you believe it? I don't know how many it is. This is past time me, but future me knows how many it actually is. So like I said, crazy, right? Anyways, I'm excited, and I'm just gonna pick, of course, from a couple of these ones and then some of them for my dorm, and then see which ones I really want to put on like the top ones that I really want to focus on this year. Here are all the books I've read, okay? So hold on, I gotta get all the books I haven't finished reading. Here they are. So I have 5 books that I basically started but haven't finished. So you got Kristen Hanna, Summer Island. So we got this. Then we got a book that I DNF'd. I'm gonna actually give this away, so I'm going to get rid of this book. I don't really want it anymore. Nick and Noel's Christmas playlist on my January TBR anyway, and like I said, I'm like 6 chapters into that one, so I'm gonna try to finish that this month. This is my book club book, If He Had Been With Me. I'm 8 chapters in technically, but I'm rereading it because I don't really remember that much with. Then we got Loathe to Love You. I got 34 pages in. The first story in here, which is Under One Roof, I think is the one I'm reading right now. Yeah, so I haven't finished it. I started it though, and I do want to finish this up this year at some point. It's basically 83 because I still haven't technically finished these books. I started them though, but I'm gonna get through every single one of these this year. This one has been the one I have been the most afraid to finish. Y'all already know this because this book has been on my TBR so many times that I've never finished it, never touched it, never read it, started it, never read it, you know, everything in between, never reading it. I've been scared, but I'm going to read it. This one I started before I started classes, but I never got through it, but I want to finish. This one I started in December TBR, didn't finish it. I'm gonna read it this month. Anyways, these 4 books, we're good. Let's count how many I actually finished. All of these books are going in this bookshelf because I have less. I'm gonna count every single one of these as well, just because it's fun, you know? Why not count your books? 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. I'm not counting one of these because it's actually a double copy. Basically, just 65. I still have some. No, I brought all the ones I've read for my dorm here. That means I have probably like 100 and something books that are on my physical TBR. We don't talk about that, okay? So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and organize all of the books I've read into this bookshelf over here. finally done. It took me a good like 15 minutes to figure out like how I wanted it. And of course this isn't solid because like I said, stuff is coming back home when I come back for summer. This is what it looks like for now. And if I finish more books, of course I'm just gonna throw them in here as well. But this is what it looks like. We got the top looking like a little decorative place. And of course at the bottom we got a couple of more things going on these shelves. So this shelf just has a bunch of random books. These are just all the books that just have their own title. I don't have any other extras of any of these authors. Then over here I got more series, of course, and a couple of my favorite books and books I will be buying because this is a part of a series. This isn't, but this is my favorite author right here. I love this woman, period. Kathleen Glasgow is amazing. Moving on down, looking at these two, here we are. We got this one. This is just all hardcovers because I don't have any other place to put them. And then over here we got, you know, my first two favorite authors here, you know. So we got Taylor Jenkins Reid, and then we got Colleen Hoover. Of course, I know everybody hates her, but I loved her first, okay? We got her book in the special edition of It Ends With Us, and then It Starts With Us here, and then all of the Taylor Jenkins Reid books. That's the whole thing. It looks really good. I think it looks great, and I finished it in a good amount of time. Currently, it is 4:16. Now, did it take me about 30 minutes to figure it all out? Yes. Did it need to take that long? No. Did I? Yes. Okay. So, anyways, this is everything. Your girl had to get up off that floor, okay? I was tired. I had to get back on my comfy chair. We don't look at this. Don't look at this, okay? I gotta go back to campus next week. That's crazy. So like literally a week from now, I will be back on campus, which is crazy. But we don't talk about that because I'm not ready to go back. Anyways, let me hurry up. Like, I'm trying to hurry up before like all the light go out. Like, there will be no more light. It's snowing again. So I just opened up my library. I'm going to all of my books owned. This is where I need to put. So basically so far I have nothing. I need to literally delete everything, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete everything off of here, and I'm going to literally go through my whole books owned library because this is basically all the books I own, and this is going to be my digital library. Like I said earlier, it's much easier than GoodNotes because why would I want to do, you know, the other version of that and have to write it all out? That just makes it very hard. So I'm gonna go in my digital library, put every single book I own. I won't be back when I'm finished because low-key, if I do this, try to film and do all of that at the same time, I feel like I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do everything. I'll see y'all when I'm done. I'm not gonna lie, guys, that took a good hour. Man, there's so many books. So in total there, like I said, there was 83 books, period. Now it's time to put all of them into the bookshelf. Oh no, that's a lie. It's time for me to read every single one of them to you. Maybe not every single one, but the ones I want to read the most out of here. So let's get into everything that I want to try to read this year. Okay, I'll put The Book Thief on here by Marcus Zusak. That is definitely one I want to finish. That's been one that's on my TBR for a minute, and I feel like I've had that book for a while now, and I really want to get that done. I also have, like I said, a series here. This is the CJ Piper series. That I have the third book here, but the first and second one are at the dorm. So I don't specifically remember what the name of the series is. I don't think there is a name, to be honest. A Quarter Thrown in Roses. Okay, this book right here. This baby right here, I've been wanting to read for a while. It's been so overhyped. It's been so talked about. It's one of the most loved Sarah J. Maas series, and I don't know, a lot of people say it's very great. It's very much a slow burn. The characters are very nice. It's in detail. It's in detail with like the world building and everything, apparently. And everybody says that if you want to start out in fantasy, like in hardcore fantasy, you should start out with this or either the Carnival series. And a lot of people say that if you want to start out in like really hardcore kind of political kind of things for a book, that you should start out with A Quarter Thrown in Roses. But I don't have Carnival, so we have this. Alright, so another high fantasy that I have here are these two right here, and this is a series. This is a duology. We have The Priory of the Orange Tree. I've been wanting to read the series for a while. I bought it last year while I was in school, and I brought it home. I was like, I'll eventually read this. This for me is more like my summer downtime kind of reading because I feel like I'm never going to be able to read this during school time ever. If I don't have a break, then this ain't gonna be read. So I feel like this could definitely be read this year if I really put my heart to it. And I've been wanting to read it because it's just so interesting, and it's also really big, which is also why I bought it, because I was like, oh, it's a big book, I want it. And so I was like, I'll get it. This one is about the house of 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚔. So this is like I said, a really high fantasy one. This one's about like a queen named Queen Sebron. I don't know how to pronounce it yet. And she's basically supposed to conceive a daughter to protect the realm. And assassins are like trying to come at them. And it's basically like assassinations or like war against the West and the East. And it's a lot of like different storytelling, of course. It's a big book, so I mean, it's really high fantasy building. There's dragons, there's magic. I think that's pretty cool. I think this is a really cool series. I mean, like I said, I picked it up because I was like, ooh, high fantasy, really cool, dragons. The next one I have on here is A Fragile Enchantment. Now this one is by Alison Schaff. This was a big hit last year and I bought it then. I think I did. No, was it last year? I can't quite remember, but I think it was in 2023 when we went on a Christiana Mall trip and I went to Barnes & Noble and I got this. And it was the special edition, of course. This is the beautiful cover, and I talk about this all the time, but the inside, I really want to. And a lot of people have talked about this. It's basically about a seamstress, and basically she's in charge of making the king's garments, and I guess he finds out about her magic or whatnot, and her scissors are basically the magic for her, and they make the beautiful dresses and what she... Yeah, I think this would be a really cool story to read during like springtime, maybe springtime, but maybe also summertime. I feel like I want to read this. Like, another one is A Light Too Bright by Samuel Miller. I bought this one last year. Y'all have seen this in a haul. I've been wanting to read it. I wanted it on my January TBR, but I decided to do something different with my January TBR. Originally my January TBR was going to be me just picking the books I want to read, and that's why I brought them with me, and I was like, these are what I'm going to read in January. But I decided to do the TBR jar, so here it is. This book right here that I really want to read, and it's basically about a grandson, and he finds out that like he has a journal by his famous grandfather, and basically he goes and lives the life of his grandfather. Again, we have another series. Like I said, it's another fantasy, but it's less high fantasy and more YA fantasy. So it's basically a magic steeped in poison and then a venom dark and sweet. Basically, this is a whole series, and I low-key have been wanting to read this one for a while. I don't remember when I bought this series. Can we talk about it? But so Ning has powers, right? She accidentally kills her mom. But she had a poison tea. She unknowingly made a poisonous tea and basically killed her mother. And so she's kind of hearing about this competition in the kingdom, all of that good stuff. And so basically she's traveling through the city and her journey. I believe this is a YA. Yeah, I think this is a YA novel. Then I have this duology. I have a lot of duologies. Now, why do I have a bunch of fantasy duologies that I have not touched? Don't ask me. But this one is the Aristotle and Dante collection, and I bought this at my local bookstore. This is the cute little series, and I really want to read this. Heard a lot about this when it first like started being popular, and I've been wanting to read it since. I'm not really too sure what this is too much about, but I do know it's about two boys living on the border of towns. Fell in love in the 1980s, and I knew it was that, and I was like, oh, that would be so cute. Basically, they go on these adventures together and challenges together, and it's just a story about them. Okay, we're getting a little bit more into some more stories that I want to read. We got Atomic Habit. Definitely want to read this. I wanted to read this month. Now, why didn't I put this on my TBR this month, like as an actual read to read? Don't know, but maybe February. We'll see. Okay, so we got Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire, and I definitely have not heard too many people talk about this book ever. It's a college romance. Abby Abernathy is a good girl. Basically, it's the good girl meets a bad guy trope. Basically, they're in a bed with each other, boom bow. That's how the relationship grows. And I'm just speeding through a couple of these. Not every single one I'm going to talk about, but one I am going to talk about for sure. This series right here has been the most talked about series in the world. I don't even know where to begin. People have talked about this book left and right and left and right and so on and so forth. It's crazy. Now, I've heard so much about this book that I didn't know if I wanted to read it or not. But then I started hearing about the found family and all of the, the brothers, I guess, or the sports. I don't know. I think this is a sports romance, right? I believe. It's a rugby. So it's basically a rugby romance. I just found out that there's like 3-4 other books coming out. I said, I didn't even start yet. Are y'all ready for it? And the Crescent City series, because I was like, I'm really gonna like this. When I read this, I was like, I'm gonna like this, and I just feel like I am. I know these books will be good. The third book came out last year. It's still in hardcover, and I want the paperback, so I'm waiting for that to come out. But I'm just like, I know I'm going to love this series. I just feel like I am. There is one series that I feel okay with buying like the rest of the books for, but I also said before that I'm not going to buy the rest, and that's the ⴚ series, because like I said, the book itself is nearly the same as the show. Let's talk about one book that has been hiding in the deep depths of my bookcase. I fell in love with Hope. Now, did I fall in love with this book? Yeah, no. You know, I'm really scared. I feel like this book's gonna tear me apart, break my heart into pieces, and not fix it. Not. So I have a book that has two different versions to it, and it's from Japanese literature. And so I have No Longer Human, the book, and then we have No Longer Human, the manga version. Do I want to read these? I do. We are officially done. It is the good time at 7:30. Literally been doing this all day. I don't even know what time we started. Anyways, it's officially done. I kind of did this in a way where like all of the highs were up here, so all of the ones that are like most likely to be read this year I have at the top. So I have all of the hardcovers this way, and then I have some paperbacks back here because these are the real thick ones that I showed y'all earlier, like Goldfinch and the Star one. So those are all back there, but this is all of the high ones up here on the top. At the bottom I put more of the mediums here, and then all of the lows are over here. And this is my TBR actually for January over here, so these books are on my TBR, but I just put them down here because it was the only space I had for them. And they're also coming with me if I don't finish them before I leave. Anyways, that is really gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this really long video. I feel like this is one of the first videos on my channel where it's like almost an hour long, I think, and maybe even an hour over. I'm really not sure, guys. All I know is I used so much footage today, I don't know what's gonna happen. And that's only footage from today. Like alone, I still have stuff to film when I get back to the dorm. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I know I had a really good time just organizing everything. I feel really great when I get to come home and reorganize my whole bookshelves. I eventually want to get a bigger one. I want to get one that's taller, to be honest, and just fits every book on there, and then hopefully I'll get to that point. I really don't know when, but I'm just looking forward to that. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but we'll see. There's gonna be a lot of changes this year. I hope you guys are enjoying my editing style that I've been doing this year, because I've been trying something new, a little bit different. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you are, just let me know in the comments down below, because I just wanted to try something different that would engage you guys a little bit more into my content. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. But yeah, like I said, I just had a really good time doing all of this today. Of course, like I said, when I get back home in the summer, we gonna do it again. If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, comment down below the bubbles emoji, just because, you know, I cleaned up a little bit and I just feel really good about it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. Please don't forget that I love you and Jesus loves you, so pray before, through, and after, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye.